name is Foreversun. I've actually grew up in the northern part of Namibia.
Namibia is a nation of 2 million people. Half of the population lives in poverty, on little more than $1 a day. Half of the uneducated people are unemployed. Poverty drives many to drink. People have neighborhood bars, shebeens in their yards to earn extra income. They make tombo, a home-brewed beer that is sometimes enhanced with windscreen washer fluid. Drinking from the same cup can spread disease, such as tuberculosis. Whole families are affected by alcohol abuse, including the children.
After the war, when my parents came back to Angola, I grew up here in the north. When my parents came back, they did not come back together. They came back separate. My mom went to Windhoek. My dad stayed in the north. And the sad part is I've never seen them together, married as couples. And the reason why I grew up with my mom and my dad different places is because they were separated.
My mom has been drinking all her life, if I may say, since I was young.
I've always get questions such as, why do I have the marks on my face? It's basically because I had eye problems, and the time I was born, there were no hospitals around. What I've heard from my mom is that you do the marks, and then you take the blood, or so you put it in the eyes. I don't know what it is, but that's the traditional method of healing. So-called. And then from there, when she did that, I've never had eye problems up to today. I remember we also did traditional drinks at home when I was a kid. There was one time that my grandma cooked ombike, and I didn't know what it was. And when she was cooking, I went to drink. As a kid, man, I got drunk. I got so drunk, I started speaking things that are not real.
Alcohol in the head, don't know what can he do. Okay, we give to the children also. Just giving to the children for drink, sometimes getting fighting.
My dad and my stepmom, that's who I grew up with. Quite a normal life. Going to school, daily routine of a young person. You go to school, you come back home, and so on. But the most very bad memory I can remember of this place is the challenge of growing up with a stepmother. It was not easy because she's not your mom. It was quite challenging, growing up with a stepmom. She wouldn't treat you exactly like her child, so we couldn't get the best. But the treatment was quite different. How she would treat us from the father's side, and that's why I would really encourage families to stay together and not separate. So when I grew up with my stepmom, there were times that I had to. It was tough, just normal eating. There's food at home, but you don't eat to being satisfied because she will not give you enough compared to other children. At the end of the day, I ended up going to the bins, dustbins, to look for food there. only saw my mom maybe when I was 9, 10, and she came to visit in the city, and I remember her asking whether I know my mom. She was there, she was asking me whether I know my mom, and I said, no, I don't know. And she was the one that was asking me, and I said, I don't know, and she said, I'm your mom. It was quite a shock. It wasn't good. It took me time. She took us from there to take us to Windhoek. It took me time to really accept that she was my mom. It took me time because I grew up all my life with my grandmother, my sisters and my brothers, and with my dad.
The time when I was small, my mother liked to give me tombo. Also with pap, then I make it very nice of this tombo.
It's here that I started to actually drink and smoke and do all criminal activities and so on, okay? Mainly, necessarily, the reason is because, you come to Windhoek, you are from the northern side of Namibia, and life is very different in the city. So you go with the flow, whatever is happening, that's what you want to become. So we also have a shebeen at home, and one of the reasons is because it's a source of income, and there's no other projects that she can do to be able to generate income. She could do something else, but there were no other project introduced. I actually stayed in the hostel because I didn't want to stay at home because of the challenges here at home, especially the drinking and the noise caused by the shebeen and so on. But then, since I was already drinking, it affected me. So when I went to the hostel at school, I would jump over the fence to go and drink with my friends and get into trouble on Monday morning, principal's office.
I used to be a Windhoek city councillor. Right now, my life is kind of corrupt. I can't say it's perfect because as I'm unemployed, I would like to be employed. I finished my grade 12, so I'd like to be employed. But since there is lack of employment, most of the things that we do here is we just end up at drinking places and with people that kind of you think they appreciate you, but some of the times you end up in quarrels and violence most of the times. Yeah, we survive by living out of the tins, out of the dustbins. The money comes from, some of them are like having long fingers. I don't want to call somebody names.
My family does drink. My mom does drink. But initially, I spoke to her one day and she says because of her problems, okay? She's got a lot of problems in her life, her own personal problems. The challenge knowing how to help us, become successful people in life. Having my brother's young child that she needs to support to go to school. Though my brother is working, he's not earning a lot of money. So when she does not have the means to support, then she tends to alcohol. Okay, but she doesn't like it. She said it herself. She doesn't like it, but what else can she do? And I mean, The other thing is when you have got a shebeen at home and you've got customers, they are drinking, you're not drinking. They wouldn't want to drink, support you. So that tends her to also take alcohol and so on. I don't like it. I wish she stops. So it's just not good. It's not good for me to be married someday and my kids are saying their mother drinking. You know, and I also felt like maybe there's a lot of money spent in alcohol than in something else productive.
They insult us and they beat us. They talk bad about us. It's like we are feeling hungry, and if we say we are hungry, they're just saying that we are just talking about hungriness. They beat my sister and me and my small brother. My feelings are I want to go somewhere else. I don't want to stay with them. They are never at home. I will change my life.
So we used to steal and rob and so on. And my brother got arrested. He went to prison. Now there I was. My brother's in prison. I'm outside prison. I felt like the whole world has gone black around me. My brother is in prison. He was very close to me. It looks exactly like me. I was walking in Katutura and then I saw a church. And I thought maybe I should go to church. So I went to church and I met this pastor. And then he was preaching like he knows my life. And he told me, listen, life can be better than it is now. You can decide what you want out of life. You need to educate yourself. You need to look to change your mindset. Criminal activities will not take you far. They will just end you up in prison, like your brother. You will just end up in prison, but you can become successful. And since then, when I changed when I was 18, I've never gone back to alcohol. I've never gone back to robbing people, neither smoking. I even found a beautiful wife beautiful girlfriend that I'm planning to get married to. And I saw an advert in the newspaper and then I went to work for Blue Cross Namibia. That's where I'm working now, which is quite good because Blue Cross Namibia is helping me. It's helping me to help those that are in the same shoes that I was to change their lives.
Foreversun's life has changed for the better. But at the time of filming, his brother had recently got out of prison. Again. There is no rehabilitation care in Namibia for young people, and hardly any outpatient care. The Ete Germano Center has been built with the help of the Finnish Ministry for Foreign Affairs. It is one of the few rehabilitation centers in the country.
Ayo,